England outshot Ghana 3-1 and still couldn't win. That isn't bad luck, that is a crisis, and nobody is talking about why. Welcome back to World Goals. Today, Naz said how England were denied, the stat that exposes a deeper problem, and what this result could mean for their entire World Cup. Let's set the scene. Gillette Stadium, match day 2, a group stage fixture England were expected to control, and on the surface, they did. 3 shots on target to Ghana's 1. That is a dominance ratio that should produce goals. Usually does, it didn't. And here's the question that nobody is asking loudly enough. When a team creates that kind of pressure and walks away with 0, is that a failure of finishing, or is something more fundamental broken in how England attack? Because this wasn't a game where England were lucky to get a point. This was a game where England did enough to win it, multiple times over, say, and were denied. Call it the goalkeeper, call it the woodwork, call it chaos. But at a World Cup, the scoreboard is the only truth that matters. And right now, England's truth is a 0. The frustration isn't just about this result, it's about what it signals, and that signal, and it's flashing red. Here's what everyone got wrong about Ghana in this match. People looked at 1 shot on target and called it parking the bus. That's lazy analysis. What Ghana actually did was far more calculated. They sat deep, they stayed compact, they kept their offsides line disciplined, 2 apiece, identical to England. That symmetry is not a coincidence. That is a coaching staff that had done their homework and executed under World Cup pressure. Ghana were not trying to win that football match. They were trying to survive it. And survival at a World Cup group stage is a legitimate tactic when you're facing a heavyweight. Every minute they kept it level was a psychological war of attrition against England's belief. And here's the part that stings. It worked. England had the shots. England had the territory. England had the crowd pressure. Ghana had the plan. And the plan won. But here's the thing about plans like that. They leave a vulnerability, a counter-attacking gap, a moment of overcommitment. Did England ever find it? Almost. And almost is the most dangerous word in football. A 0. 0 in the group stage isn't a disaster, not on paper, but context is everything. This is match day 2. England needed points. Momentum matters at a World Cup. It matters for belief, for the squad, for the manager's tactical decisions going into the knockout rounds. Walking away with 1 point from a game you dominated doesn't just cost you on the table. It costs you inside the dressing room, and that 3-1 shots on target gap? That is a stat that haunts strikers. That is a stat coaches replay at 2 in the morning. England had the chances. England did not take them. And at this level, teams that don't take their chances get eliminated. Now, this isn't a eulogy for England. They have quality, they have depth, and there is still time. But the narrative has shifted. Going into this match, England were a team with momentum. Coming out of it, they are a team with questions, big ones, about the attack, about the finishing, about whether their best players deliver when the World Cup actually counts. The next match isn't just important. It might be everything. So here's the debate. Was this England bottling it, or Ghana pulling off the greatest defensive heist of the group stage? Tell me in the comments. Share this if England deserved more. And subscribe to World Goals. We don't do boring takes.